some basic warnings about what is happening right now. Trump is absolutely breaking the system. He's breaking the system. I'm going to give you a breakdown as to what is happening as a whole. I don't know who's going to listen to me, right? People called me crazy when I bought Bitcoin at 84K, at 85K, at 86K, at 87K, at 88K, and now it's breaking over 96K. Are you listening yet? Are you watching what's going on? I told you they're going to turn the money printers on. Trump is breaking the system. I'm also going to give you a more in-depth conversation about why the Jerome Powell situation, right, between him and Trump is actually more important than we realize. Trump is breaking the system that is there to stop him from the money printer and making America very successful, right? Because that's what he wants to do. Trump wants to make sure. By the way, let me not rush into this because we about to go to school. We about to go to work. I know that there's people that bought XRP at $3 here. There's people that bought XRP at 50 cents here. There's people that have no idea what crypto even is here. But I want to say welcome, because today we are going to learn about why Trump is breaking the system. So let me know where you guys are watching from. I'm excited to have you guys here. Crypto's taking off, testing. We got the Clarity Act. We got a lot of things happening. And a lot of people are going to get left behind. Do not be one of those people that get left behind. I've been talking to you guys about this for the last 3 weeks. For the last month, I've been telling you guys about this. Let me drink some of my coffee. I am going to explain to you what's going on because I'm very excited. Today, I'm going to give you guys a full-blown breakdown why Trump, again, is breaking the system. I've said that too many times. But we got 100 people. I'm excited to have 100 people. Okay, so Trump is doing something unbelievable right now. Trump is doing something unbelievable. I'm going to explain to you what he's doing with the dollar. I'm also going to explain to you what he's doing with the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell. So Jerome Powell, right now, if you guys don't know, let me know if you guys know this. Comment one if you knew this. But Jerome Powell, he's going to step down in May, right? Jerome Powell is the Fed chair. He is responsible for the rate cuts, for the money printer, for injecting the, more money. Trump needs rate cuts today. He doesn't need rate cuts tomorrow. He doesn't need rate cuts in May. He needs rate cuts right now. Trump is going to war with the credit card cartels. He gave them a warning that after January 20th, if you don't cap rates at 10%, we're going to war. I mean, the housing market is down. The housing market is plummeting. He wants to flood first of all, he wants to bring interest rates down. He wants to print more money. He wants to have people, basically he wants to be successful because he knows exactly what's coming. And that is a blue wave by statistical measures. Democrats are probably going to take the House because that's what happens with an incumbent president. That's what happens as a whole. North Carolina, what's going on? North Carolina, what's going on, baby? We got North Carolina. We got New Jersey in the building. What did I miss? Well, we're about to talk about what's happening right now, right? We're about to talk about, as a whole, what is going on right now and why this time is so important. And Trump, he wants to flood the system. He wants to cap interest rates. He wants to bring housing prices down. He wants to flood the money, but you have to protect yourself here. Well, you have to protect yourself. Are you buying assets that are going to beat inflation? Because when you inflate the system with money, and again, Trump has no choice but to do this. This is not a Trump problem. This is a United States problem. We are a debt-based society. We are drowning in debt. Should we look at the debt clock? Are you guys scared to look at the debt clock right now? Because we have a huge week coming up. Not only do we have a huge week coming up, but here's one that I really want to show you guys. He's setting a deadline on credit card rates. Trump says credit card issuers must keep rates at 10% by January 20th or face legal consequences. I told you guys, I made a video about this. I said, Trump is going to war. And Trump is going to war with the Federal Reserve chair. So the Federal Reserve chair, Jerome Powell, wants to seem like the victim. But we know that he has some type of personal agenda. In my opinion, he definitely has an agenda. He just does. right? What is his agenda? His agenda could be that, hey, I'm not going to cut interest rates as much as you want me to. And why is Trump launching an investigation? Why is Anna Paulina Luna criminally referring him for lying under oath? Well, because once he leaves in May, guys, he's still going to be Fed governor, and he's still going to be around till 2028. And he's going to be influencing this whole, he's going to be influencing the Federal Reserve. And also, why do you need a $2.5 billion renovation in buildings? For what? There's people dying out there. Anyway, so Trump, obviously, this is what he wants to do. He wants to break the system, right? And let me play this video. This is coming from one of my favorite people, Jack Mallers. And then I'm going to explain to you why I think it's very important that you, for your family, when you start to get more opportunities to buy more things, right? When your purchasing power explodes, right? Because interest rates are going to be capped. You're going to have less debt, right? The United States of America is going to be less expensive, less gas, less thing. You're going to be holding the dollar. But what I told you guys about holding the dollar, when you hold the dollar, assets do this. These are the assets. What assets are you holding that are appreciating over time? It's a very dangerous game to play by holding the dollar. You're going to get caught holding the bag. Trump does not want this system. He does not want this system to collapse under him. Kamala would have had the same problems. Maybe the system would have collapsed under Kamala. You think Kamala's... I can't even imagine Kamala talking about the dollar. I'm going to be honest. Hey, I can't even imagine Joe Biden talking about the dollar, talking about debt, talking about... I just can't, you know what I mean? Like, imagine them under all this pressure, the amount of pressure that Trump is under to make sure that the Western Hemisphere is protecting the dollar, so we are still as valuable as we can. Raise your hand if you think that we have all that gold in Fort Knox. That's another conversation. Do we really have that much gold in Fort Knox? Remember, guys, we are supposed to be number one in gold. Hey, man, look. Why do you think BRICS and other countries are literally asking? They're asking the United States of America, do you actually have that much gold? Do you actually have as much gold as you say you do? All right, let me play this, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is very important. We got 162 people. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Make sure to smash the like button. Spread the word. Again, I have my LV Nation channel, right? I have an LV Nation channel where I strictly only talk about politics. Here, I talk about crypto, politics, finances. I try to basically help you guys understand what I understand about the system that I believe is breaking. But again, Trump is trying his best to make sure it doesn't break under him. Here we go. I want you guys to take a listen to this very important video right here.
Now that you've got that out of the way, the point is the president of the United States views himself as a historical figure. The president of the United States has shown that he is willing to go to extreme levels to prove that. The president of the United States believes he will be impeached if he loses midterms. Midterms are at the end of this year. We've talked on and on and on and on. Bitcoin is the best expression of currency debasement. It's the best expression of money printing. Bitcoin is very simply priced on future expectations of fiat supply. To say, why is the Bitcoin price up? Why is the Bitcoin price down? Bitcoin moves as they create more or delete more dollars, period. It's some combination of technology plus fiat liquidity. People will say, is it a tech stock? People will say, is it trading like gold as an alternative neutral system? And the answer is both. Okay. And so this is a huge year, and we need to set the tone by understanding we are in midterm year. The Democrats have an 80% chance to win according to open markets.
Yes, they have a huge chance of winning. But here's where I think, this is why I think Trump is going after Powell. If Trump, let me ask you guys a question. If Trump gets interest rates down, right? Because this is all about affordability. This is all about the American people being able to buy what they want when they want it. tomorrow. We have a huge day tomorrow. I don't know if you guys know, but let's read what's going on. Tomorrow will be a crossover event, right? This is why I need you guys to pay attention, right? The Supreme Court of the United States might force massive tariff refunds hitting Treasury hard, which will not hold for reserve, of course. Trump's plan B ready to offset that cash drain fast, and he may have to act on that ASAP, right? Iraqi dinar, revel at 1-1 or better could flood trillions in value. Another point to contend with there. Venezuela's oil surge of the United States. Control drops global prices quick. Remember, China and Russia will have to buy from the United States now. So tomorrow's a big day. Why is it a big day? Well, because there's a 73% chance, which is just disgusting, by the way. This is disgusting. So apparently the Supreme Court is going to rule against Trump tomorrow on tariffs. Like, this is disgusting behavior. I'm not going to lie to you. So Trump, he's out there. He's telling the American people, yo, look where we're at, man. Trump says everybody now admits that I was right. Excuse me. My goodness. Trump says that, I was right. Everybody admits that I was right on tariffs. This comes as Polymarket shows a 27% chance that SCOTUS is ruling in his favor. This sucks. You know what I mean? This sucks. This is disgusting behavior from the Supreme Court, if this is going to be. But tomorrow they rule, and, Bitcoin is pumping right now. Crypto is pumping, right? Because of this uncertainty. But if tomorrow could be a huge collapse in the markets. And to me, this is going to be, it's not going to be good, guys. This is not going to be good for us. It's not going to be good for anybody holding these assets. It's going to be painful. Why? Because we already have a system over a year already, kind of, right? April was Liberation Day. And next thing you know, now the Supreme Court is going to cancel. They're going to say Trump's tariffs are illegal, which means that he has to go and return funds to all these other countries. And then, we have to start over now. Take a listen to Trump. Let me see if we can actually hear him.
The election, November 5th, and it's other things, but it's also, I think, maybe the biggest part, the election, because I'm the tariff person. And everybody now admits that I was right on tariffs. And I hope that we win the Supreme Court case.
So, yeah, I'm giving you guys the heads up early. Doesn't look like there's a 27% chance that, they rule in Trump's favor. So tomorrow is a huge day in the markets. Tomorrow is a huge day. You can just put it right here. Okay, so I want to make sure that we talk about the Federal Reserve. And why it's important. I had a video here from Glenn Beck. I think it's very important that we watch this. So we got tariffs tomorrow. How crazy do I look now? I threw my life savings. I went Bitcoin only specifically, and when Bitcoin goes to where I think it's going to go in the next 5 years, people that are calling me crazy now are going to understand why I was fully Bitcoin only. When you understand how money works, guys, it breaks your heart. It kills you. I think Trump and a lot of different people understand now that money is the root of all problems in the world. How do you fix that? How do you fix that? Oh yeah, before we talk about the Federal Reserve, by the way, those that own gold, I'm not coming at you for owning gold. Right? But here's why Bitcoin is very important. Somebody called me a dummy because they're investing in XRP. Somebody said always diversify. Why would I diversify? When you believe in something so much and you do the research and you live by the Bitcoin standard, you don't need to diversify. Diversity and inclusion. Why are we against DEI in real life, but you want DEI in your investments? I mean, that makes no sense. I'm anti-DEI. Anti-DEI in my investments. I don't like diversity, equity, and inclusion in my investments. All of a sudden, now everybody is DEI, huh? Hey, y'all crazy, man. Anyways, so here we go. So, this is big news, right? And maybe this is why gold's price low-key took a little hit earlier today. It's probably up now. So Saudi Arabia discovered 7.8 million ounces of gold across 4 different sites. This is huge news, right? Let me explain to you why this was huge news, right? Because what happens when the demand and supply get tight and the prices get too high? All of a sudden, Saudi Arabia starts to find gold. They start to find more money, right? So we already have a problem in the United States of America where they're printing more money, right? And we know what happens when they're printing more money. You have to protect yourself by buying assets. Now, if you think XRP is an asset, then you buy that and you hold, right? You buy these things and you hold them. You buy gold and you hold them. But what happens when they find more? But guess what you can't find more of? You can't find more of Bitcoin, right? Isn't it crazy how the supply of Bitcoin it's been capped at 21 million since day one. There are only 21 million Bitcoins, but guess what? We don't even know how much gold there really is on this earth. And when gold gets too expensive, they'll find more. You know what I mean? So again, I am just explaining to you. I'm not telling you what to buy. I'm not telling you what to do. I am painting the big picture for you as to what is happening with our system. I'm not telling you what to buy. Again, I'm telling you to protect yourself and hedge against inflation, because when you print a lot of money, when you do these things, inflation usually kills the dollars, right? Things that you could afford, you probably can't afford years, things that you can. And by the way, not only can you not afford things, like let's go houses. Anybody here is a boomer? Anybody here is a boomer? How much were houses when you were, when you were young, right? People were like 13 years old, 15 years old. Houses are very like, 15,000, 13,000, right? So we got some boomers in the building, right? Boomers, how much has life changed for you? A lot, right? You've looked at the money printer your entire life, right? You've looked at things go from 13,000 to, this house that I'm in, astronomical number. Right? You know what I mean? So, those are the causes and effect of an inflation that will never stop existing because we have too much dollars rotating in the system. So the stock market would never, like when you invest in the stock market, right? And you invest in these funds and you invest, let's just say you invest in the S&P 500, which is the best 500 companies. It has a growth rate of like 15 to 10%. You know that when you make that money, you have to minus the inflation because you are investing in an inflationary system. Inflation kills everything. It has killed things for many, many years, right? And so what we're watching is, is people realize, hey, the only way to keep the dollar alive and keep the dollar rotating around the world, we have to be very aggressive. Things have to get bloody. We have to go to wars. We have to make sure that we don't fall. Yeah, it's like a different planet. Look, thank you for commenting this. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys, because again, that's just where we're at. All right, so let me play this video for you guys.
What is this really all about? What is the president really doing? And what is the Fed really doing? The founders understood the danger of a federal bank and a federal institution, because who benefits from a central bank? When money is created, it's not you, the wage earner, because your purchasing power goes down. It's not you who saves money. You've been told, save money, put money in. No, because discipline is punished through inflation.
Oh, boy. I sound like Glenn Beck, or Glenn Beck sounds like me. You know what I mean? Hey, look, Glenn Beck, if you were a Democrat and you don't even like Trump, I still would recommend you listen to Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck is so good at breaking all these things down. He's not just a political guy. He's not just a Trump guy. No, this guy breaks it down for real.
Save money, put money in. No, because discipline is punished through inflation. The first people that benefit are the closest to the spigot. The spigot opens up, and it's the large financial institutions, the big banks, who are the Federal Reserve. Understand that. The banks are the Federal Reserve. They're the ones who profit first. Then any government that's borrowing money. And then the speculators who can move before prices rise. Why do you think there's not a big move for the Federal Reserve in Congress? How much is Nancy Pelosi worth again? How did she
a lot of money she's worth. She's worth a lot of money.
Make those? How did she make all that money? Oh, her husband's just great. No, her husband makes Warren Buffett look retarded. The founder's idea, like it or not, was that God gives man rights. Before, it was God gave certain people, kings, et cetera, et cetera. God gave rights to those people, and those people had rights over you to tell you exactly what to do, how to live your life, what land you could own, you know, what you had to do with your money, what you had to do with your whole life. They could tell you everything about your life. Founders came along and said, that's got to stop, because people are their own sovereign. You're the sovereign over your own life. And governments, says in the Declaration of Independence, are instituted among men to protect those rights. So the first thing that government comes into is the people saying, I need somebody to be a guardian over my rights, over my property, over, business. If I'm in business and somebody's being unfair, I need somebody to come in and go, hey, these are the rules. You're wrong. You're right. But these are the rules. And if you guys don't like the rules, you guys can change the rules. I'm just here as a referee. Okay, that's the government's role. We came up with a government that checked on itself. We had Congress, the president, and the court system.
Yes. Oh, man. And he's about to get, and it's crazy because the Fed, it's his own entity. Like it governs itself. The fact that Trump can't fire the Fed is so wild to me because it undermines. And then, when it comes to, I don't want to get too political because, again, I want to kind of go into why this affects your life. It affects your pockets. But politics affects you no matter what. So there's no way I can't talk about it, right? Even if I want to save it for my other channel, you can't escape politics. So you have to think about what people are voting for versus what the people can actually get. When you have all these lower courts, you have a lower court cartel. You have a federal cartel. I mean, this is crazy. It's like a legal thank you. Somebody said legal mafia.
And they all ran checks and balances. Even in Congress, the purse strings, the only one that can start spending your money is Congress. So your congressman, you have to vote them in every 2 years. Why? Doesn't that seem ridiculous? Every 2 years, you have to go vote for your congressman? No, the founders knew they controlled the spending. And so if you didn't like what they were spending, if they were raising taxes and spending too much, you could vote them out every 2 years. So they didn't have this long control. They were given the keys to the purse, to the safe. They don't anymore. We haven't had a budget since 2008. Progressives finally got rid of the whole budget process. So it doesn't matter who starts it because all they do is they just add on to what they've already had. We're going to expand this, going to track it, and they can move the money. But they needed one other thing, because if you can control two things, health and money, you control people completely. So they took over your money. And this was voted on over and over and over again. And the American people kept saying no. And so they all got together, all these bankers and these senators got together and went to Jekyll Island for a week. And they put together this whole idea of the Federal Reserve and named it the Federal Reserve so people would think that it's part of the federal government. It controls everything. It controls your inflation. It controls the boom and the bust period. It controls everything. Basically, it controls you. It takes us from a country that says you can do anything to you can do anything if the federal government says it's okay, And if the bank says it's okay, before you could do anything, and the government just played referee, now the banks and the federal government pick and choose winners. Well, no, you need you can't just go out and do something. You need a license for that. Why do I need a license for that? I mean, some things I think I need a license for. Here.
Anyways, you guys get the point. You guys get the point. So that's why I said Trump is trying to break the system. Trump is trying to break the system because he doesn't want to lose. Trump has a big ego. He doesn't want to be known as the guy that lost. Doesn't want to be known as the guy that collapsed the system, right? And maybe we should have more politicians that work that way. But that's what's going on. That's the real in-depth conversation that we need to have, right? So if you're a boomer, or if you're somebody that has money laying around or is getting checks every month, and you're not investing the money, or you're not helping your family, right? Like that's the way I look at it. You have to help your family. Let me put this here. You have to try to understand money. Understand what you're going to leave behind. Understand your legacy. I used to be very, like, I used to never understand this stuff, right? I used to gamble. I used to do all these bad things. I used to do a lot of bad things with my money. But when you understand money, you understand that it's not about money. Like it's people think that I'm talking about money, like fancy cars and materialistic things. No, I'm talking about this system is so broken that in order to protect our sovereignty, we have to protect a dollar that we can't stop printing by getting violent with other countries. Now, we don't really have to necessarily get violent anymore. We kind of just go and kidnap your president and let you know that this is all ours now. In order to remain the world's reserve currency, we have to operate on a deficit. We have to keep printing. We have to figure out a way. So, like, once you understand these things, and once you I spent hours, thousands of hours, probably not thousands, but maybe maybe like 5,000 hours, and like I've dug deep, and I've tried to. I've tried to just understand what it is that's going on here. This is the big scam. When you get some time, please watch this. It's called The Hidden Secrets of Money, right? The Hidden Secrets of Money. It's by Mike Maloney, right? Hidden Secrets of Money. He talks about the biggest scam known to man. Right, the problem with our currency, the problem with it all. Right, let me show you. You guys got to go to this channel right here. You go to this channel right here. You go to the most popular videos, and you'll be able to find it. This is him right here. You please, if you have some time, let me make sure I subscribe. By the way, he's not here promoting crypto. He's not promoting it. He's promoting gold and silver. So he's promoting hard money with gold and silver. Obviously, I've gone a different route from him. As far as where I'm going, but this right here, The Hidden Secrets of Money, episode 1, episode 4 is really good, right? The biggest scam in history, banks, the Federal Reserve, printing, the dangers of all of this stuff, right? Because this is how we move. This is how we operate. This is how everything goes. You just go and kidnap a president. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of like what happens, right? That's kind of like what we're able, that's what we're able to do as a country. So we're never going to lose. What are we? You know what I mean? Yeah. Trump called him a jerk, actually. Let me see if I can find it. Trump called him a jerk. He called the Federal Reserve Chair a jerk. Again, this is so much. The left wants to make this about Trump is he's a dictator. Shut your mouth. If he was a dictator, you wouldn't even be able to move, talk, or say anything in this country without getting killed. That's not the case. Trump ain't no dictator, you retard. If Trump was a dictator, you wouldn't have no access to anything. Like, people are just so far gone from reality. They have no idea what Trump even, like, they don't even know. They haven't, like, once you this is what I think. Once you understand money, Once you understand the money printer, once you understand the Fed, once you understand the Bretton Woods Agreement, once you understand the Monroe Doctrine, once you understand what happened in 1944 that affected to go into 1971, once you understand a lot of these things, you realize that is the foundation to all and everything that's going on like that. You know what I mean? Like that's when you figure it out. You know, you realize that these are some of the things. So here's what Trump said about the Fed.
Mortgage drop below 6% for the first time in many years. It's coming down very rapidly, and that's not with the help of the Fed. If I had the help of the Fed, it would be easier, but that jerk will be gone soon. In addition, mortgage drop below.
Oh, that jerk will be gone soon, Trump said. So again, Trump is pissed off. He needs it now. He needs rate cuts as soon as possible. There is a Fed meeting happening, I think one of these days coming up. When's the next Fed meeting? Let's search it up together. When's the next Fed? I know it's coming up. When is the next Fed meeting? The next Fed meeting is, okay, so it's coming up, right? So the next Fed meeting is scheduled 28th, 29th, 2026 okay, so yes, so January 28th, 27th. Guys, they're not going to cut rates. They're going to meet, they're going to yap, and they're not going to cut rates. Lou, nobody went and kidnapped the president. Stop being defensive. Stop being defensive. Stop with this whole defending. Like, guys, it was a joke, but like, we don't have to defend that joke. Like, we can, like, my whole thing is that we can go and kidnap whoever we want. It's a joke. It's a running joke. What? Don't get sensitive behind those jokes. Yeah, we did kidnap him in many different terms. we want to call it, we captured him. Cool. But it's a running joke. It's just showing you how capable the United States of America's military is, how capable our central intelligence, how capable we are as a country to do these types of things to protect our money, our dollar, our world standard. Like, you know what I mean? So get out of your feelings. This has nothing to do and I'm not trying to come at you like that, but I'm just saying, like, I see a lot of people get offended when you say certain things. Like, guys, like, I'm just giving you a pure hilarious example. Please stop. You know what I mean? Like, please stop. You know, let me read some of your guys' comments. Actually, I don't know why I'm not able to put your guys' comments on the screen today. I'm usually always able to put your comments on the screen, but today it's not letting me, man. I don't know why. Yeah, it's not letting me do this. Usually able to put your comments on the screen so that way you guys can see your own comments. All right, so here's where we're at. So we know that the Fed is going to meet. They're not going to cut rates. Tomorrow is a big day for the markets. We're going to see how they react. Again, I don't know your personal situations. I don't know if you're invested in silver and gold. I don't know if you're invested in, Bitcoin. I don't know if you're invested in hard money, things that appreciate over time, things that don't lose their value. Somebody said I just sounded like a liberal. I don't want to laugh. Somebody said, stop being nasty to Lou. Somebody said I sounded like a liberal. Yo, I can't wait to get I love y'all and I know who's going to stay here, but I can't wait to grow this audience because it's too funny. You know what I mean? It's just too funny. Like, we need to grow this audience a little more. Like, we just have to, because there's people here. I don't want to see these comments anymore. I want to see these. Whatever. All right. So, yeah. So, again, download the app, right? If you have kids, if you have family members, if you have a lot of money, if you have a little bit of money, if you're getting checks, guys, remember, you're getting poor by holding the dollar. You just are. They tell you to save money. You heard Glenn Beck say it. Discipline is not being rewarded. It's not going to be rewarded. It hasn't been rewarded in a very long time, right? And there is a wealth transfer happening. Don't get me wrong, right? A lot of these people that are buying gold and silver, they're getting older. And I'm not saying that to be funny, but they're going to pass on the money to younger individuals. Younger individuals are not going to be buying gold and silver. Hate to tell you that. Younger individuals like myself, I'm 28, about to be 29 years old. We are looking for harder money. We are looking for less inflammatory money. We are looking for a way out, an escape from the system that it has eaten us up. You know? Yeah, the Supreme Court does it. It's gonna be a disaster. It's gonna be disastrous reaction from the markets, I think. You know, the same way on Liberation Day, you know, that takes away the tariff, you know, $2,000 check that Trump wanted to give the American people. I mean, it kind of, you know, it sets, I'm not gonna say it kills the Trump administration's ambitions, but it does do something negative. Like, that's a negative thing. I thought the tariffs were a genius idea. I think the idea of maybe 10 years from now, because of all these tariffs, we're able to eliminate income tax and go back to how we used to live in the how Americans really used to live. But it's just horrible. The fact that they're really about to, you know, it looks like from the betting markets that people really think that, you know, there's a 27% chance that Trump is going to win that. And that, to me, it's just, I'm a little bummed out. I'm not going to lie to you. So tomorrow we would know, you know, tomorrow we would know what it is that's going on. So those are my updates. Again, let's look at the markets real quick. Let's look at the markets. Let's go to a coin market cap just to show you guys what's going on here. We have Bitcoin at above 95, a $1.9 trillion asset as of today. So it's just been rising and rising and rising. Again, never bet against why you're even in crypto in the first place. Tell people this all the time. They keep betting against Bitcoin. You're going to keep losing. Everything against Bitcoin dies. It just does. This is why this is the greatest performing asset in the last 10 years. Ethereum is at a $400 billion market cap at a price of 3.3K, you know, and then you have XRP, number 4, with a $130 billion market cap. So, and then what else? BNB, Solana. Solana is at 81 billion. Solana has been the greatest performing asset of the last 4 years. So I don't sleep on Solana. But again, you have to do your research on these types of things. Why are you invested in this? Why is it that you're investing in these things? Altcoin season, not really. People don't want alts. In fact, people aren't really even interested in crypto other than Bitcoin right now. You know, as far as as far as the crypto ghost town, there was like a chart that showed like a crypto ghost town from retail investors. Not you, because you people here are probably interested in that, but retail investors are not. So right now we're just watching institutional money being poured in. You know, we'll see what the president does eventually, if there's going to be a strategic reserve. You know, are they going to buy these assets or not? We'll see exactly what happens. But again, just make sure that whatever you're invested in, it's going to beat inflation and it's going to grow over time. That's what, you know. No, I don't invest on anything to make fast money anymore. I don't do that. I am, you know, I'm thinking long term. I'm just thinking long term, guys. Thinking long term. I'm thinking, you know, what can I pass down to my children? Bitcoin is at 95,000. When I first bought a full, you know, whatever. I don't even have to explain that to you, but I will say that hard assets, things that appreciate over time, gold, silver, you know, just make sure that you are invested and ready to hedge a breaking system. That's all I'm saying to you. That's what this channel is becoming about. It's about making sure that you are, you know, beating the system, beating inflation. That's all. Yeah, it's generational wealth. They want fast cash. See, I don't look at Bitcoin as an investment to make me more cash. I look at it as an investment to give me more purchasing power. Do you know that owning one Bitcoin out of 21 million is going to be a huge deal in 10, 15 years? A lot of you guys aren't thinking about 10, 15 years. You're thinking about making money now. And I understand that. And there's plays that you can make money now. There are things that you can make money with now. I'm just not in that position where I want to take gambles with things that I don't believe in. I have full blown conviction, you know what I mean, in what I believe in. Do you? Or are you just investing in it because these people are telling you to invest in it? Somebody said Bitcoin will go to zero. I mean, sure. Why are people, look, let me explain something to you. And this is the hardcore truth about crypto that I've known now for the last 7 years of my life. Every time I see somebody talk about crypto, they never talk about Bitcoin. They talk about bullshit. They talk about fuck coins. That's what I call it. Fuck coins. Coins that don't matter, that bleed in the long run. They bleed against Bitcoin. Like they bleed. They have like a slow death. There's only like 3, 4, 5 cryptos that still exist, right? From years ago, right? And Bitcoin was created in 2009. XRP was created in 2012. Ethereum was created in 2015, you know, and Solana was created in 2020. What do all these cryptos have in common versus against Bitcoin? There is no owner of Bitcoin. It's a peer-to-peer network. Satoshi Nakamoto does not exist. But guess, like, we have faces to these other crypto. I just don't trust nobody. But again, like, that's just my preference. You know, I can give you a in-depth as to why I believe in Bitcoin versus anything else. Some people think it's too expensive, but then when you're looking back in the year 2035 and I'm 45 years old, I won't be 45 yet, but I'll be in my 40s by 2035, maybe 2037. 2037, I'll be 43. Right? Am I doing the right math? I'm 28 right now. So, you know, when you look back at the year 2043 and I'm 43 years old and Bitcoin is at like $3 million per coin, I'm going to be looking like, man, wow, I was so blessed to buy it under 100,000, right? Like people, this is the way I think about my investments. These are long-term investments, right? That I have. That's why I'm excited about something like Bitcoin. I'm not excited about XRP. XRP, every time I see people talk about XRP, it's because it's cheap, right? It's only $2. And people are trying to get your hopes up. They're trying to, you know, navigate a realm where if they talk about XRP, they're going to get views. They got you clicking. They got you excited. But they're not really telling you why it's important. And if they are, then stick with them. If they're not, then don't stick with them. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry. I'm just not here to gas your head up. I'm not here to lead you to an exit or lead you to the ground or lead you somewhere. Right? Bitcoin is high. Bitcoin 5 years ago was at 5 years ago. Bitcoin in 2020, Bitcoin was like 18,000. Now it's at 95. Highest ever went to was 130, almost 130, which is like 126. Guys, the all-time high for XRP was in 2017. Then it went high again last year. And like it's at $2 still. So there's so many people that have missed so many different opportunities to invest. They're still stuck believing in this one thing. Again, I'm not telling you not to believe in XRP, but man, you have a lot of conviction, and I'm praying that it works out for you. But $130 billion in market cap already, and you're only at $2. How much do you think this is going to grow against Bitcoin? You think it's going to overtake Bitcoin? I'll bet you my whole entire life savings is not. I'm sorry. It's just not going to, like, you know, so you invest in these things because you believe in it. I respect that. But if you're investing because other people are telling you it's going to 10,000, I saw a guy, who is it? Jake Claver. All these different guys are saying that it's going to 10,000. It's going to $100 overnight, and people are throwing their life savings. I'm not playing that game with you. I would never play that game with you. You think Bitcoin is going, you think that, oh, Jesus told, oh, I was told, Kim Clement told me, XRP. Yeah, sure. That's a way for XRP to make more money, for exchanges to make more money on fees. People will grift to take all of your money. They will grift to take all of your money. They will grift, like they would go to the extremes of the earth to make sure they get your money. You know what? You don't believe me? Cool. You don't believe me? Cool. Let me show you. XRP 10K prediction. This is ridiculous. This is how they get people. This is the guy right here telling people this is going to 10K. Jay Claver predicts this is November 20th, 2025. XRP could hit 10,000 by 2026 and 2027. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, these people are playing a different game with you. They're playing a different game with you. They just are. You know what I mean? Like, they're playing a different game with you. They're trapping you. Look, this guy right here, Togai Tycoon, Armando. I don't know him, but I know of his channel, explaining to people how XRP is going to $50 and it's going to $100 and it's not moving. Right? I'm not saying it's not going to move, but I know the type of game they're playing with you. People play this game all the time. They play this game all the time with people to gain traction, to gain followers, to gain money, to gain, you know what I mean? To gain a following, you know, and just be careful. Just be careful. What utility? It's a $1.8 trillion asset. Stop questioning Bitcoin. Like, I just don't understand, like, why you're sitting here trying to compare a 100 billion to a 1.8 trillion, almost $2 trillion asset, a digital gold store of value versus XR. Like, you're playing a silly game. If you think that you can compare them to, they don't even do the same things. They don't do the same things. But you're sitting there buying as much XRP as you can because somebody told you it's going to 10,000. That is diabolical. That is evil. That is so evil. You know what I mean? Like, didn't Trump got, wait, what? You're talking about the XRP. Yeah, they had a meeting. I heard that XRP paid for, all these cryptos are paying for meetings. Guess who didn't pay for a meeting? Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't have a face. He has Michael Saylor that buys mostly a lot of coins, but all these other cryptos have faces. They have people that can advocate. Like, somebody that I follow that I really love is Charles Hoskin. He has ADA, Cardano. Like, I follow him. I actually respect him. Like, he's one of the best devs that I know in this business. He was early on Ethereum. He's very early on Ethereum. You know what I mean? So yeah. You know, Cardano, all these are all alternative coins for a reason. They're alternative. They're supposed to outdo Bitcoin, but yet Bitcoin keeps growing. Like, they're not stopping Bitcoin. Get it out of your head if you think anything will overtake Bitcoin. Like, XRP will probably overtake Ethereum before it overtakes Bitcoin. Like, you're crazy. Stop comparing the two. It's just like, it's retarded. I'm sorry. It just is. Actual gold will be tokenized soon. I mean, yeah. I mean, again, like, if these are your doubts that you have, there was thousands of alternative coins, but yet people, institutions, BlackRock, Michael Saylor, right? Venezuela was buying Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin is, El Salvador bought Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Like, El Salvador, a country. Like, you guys are playing the get rich game. You're playing I missed. You know what's crazy? It's like you're watching people tell you, oh my God, Jesus told me about XRP. I had a dream about XRP. Well, why didn't he tell you he had a dream about Bitcoin? Why did he tell you he had a dream about Bitcoin in 2008, 2009, 2010, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016? Why did he tell you about that dream then? Why are they telling you about XRP? You don't think they're getting paid? Like, come on, bro. Like, this is a nasty, diabolical, demonic game that people want to play with you. Just don't fall for it. If you believe XRP is a payment tool, if you believe it's going to replace the SWIFT banking system, I respect you for that. I respect that. But what I don't respect is if these fools talk about it's going to go to 10,000 and 35,000. Like, that's crazy, bro. That's disgusting. Silver is the way. I respect that. I respect that. You're up right now. You're up 200% this year on just holding silver. He doesn't understand the prophetic. Silver is exploding. Yes, you're up. I'm so happy for you, man. That to me, yeah, copper could be next to. Yeah, I mean, yo, diversify and do again, hold these assets for life. Don't sell them unless you really need the money. But these are assets you hold for life, guys. Right here, look. I have available with me. Somebody said I wasn't diversified. I got boxes full of, all these silvers. By the way, I bet I have something that you don't have. Excuse me. I bet you have something that you don't have. Come on, man. I'm ahead of the game. Come on. I gotta clean it. Let me clean this. I'm ahead of the game, bruh. I've been playing a different game. Yeah, I got a bunch of silver. I got the Trump silver. I got, the United States. Come on, yo, I'm playing a different game, bruh. I told y'all. Look, I had gold carved out to be Bitcoin. Come on, man. I'm playing a different game. Precious metals, precious metals are precious metals until they can find more. You're cooked. What did Elon Musk say? Elon Musk said, this is what Elon Musk said. It was like, somebody reposted it. He reposted it, something like that. It's like, if gold gets too expensive, he's gonna find a way to go to Mars and get as much or dig for as much gold as you can. Where do you buy gold and silver? I don't have a company I'm working with right now. But you can buy gold and silver from Noble Gold, Birch Gold, Peter Schiff Gold, right? Peter Schiff, the big doomsday crypto guy. He hates crypto, but you can buy gold from him as well. He actually tokenized gold. Peter Schiff tokenized gold. Yeah, you can go to peterschiffgold.com. I'm out here promoting for free. But again, if you really want to know, I'll give you you can go Noble Gold, Birch Gold, Peter Schiff Gold. Go to a lot of, you can go to a lot. Cleaning my metals, man. Cleaning my metals. Don't show shit on your screen, Lou. I'm only showing this is nothing. This is like, what, $80? Come on, man. Guys, I got guns and I'm ready to shoot. If somebody breaks into my house and they're threatening my life, they're going to get popped. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand them a gold bar. I'm going to hand them a silver bar, say, sweet dreams and have a safe trip. I'm not playing no games with anybody. Crazy. I'm protecting myself heavy. Everywhere I go, I got it on me. Think that you could try me. Think that you could do something. My family knows how to behave. I know how to behave. We're not playing with these, we're not playing with these guys. I know the game that they try to run. I know how they try to scam. I know how they try to, there's stories about people getting kidnapped for their Bitcoin, their gold. People get kidnapped all the time. I got it on me, though. My family members got it on them. We're not playing no games. We know what's up. You know what I mean? So, hey. Anyways. Yeah, because, so, again, by the way, let me show you guys this. Let me show you guys this real quick. Let me go to my videos. How did this is aging well? And we'll get back to this video in a bit. We'll get back to this video probably in a few days. In a few weeks or a few years. Okay, so here we go. Let me actually show you guys something that I really want to show you. My LV Nation channel, right? LV Nation. So for those who don't know, let me take this off the screen here. This is my channel. This is where I talk about politics. I'm about to literally get off here, go look for some videos to do. But I've did, Jessica Tarlov, Ilhan Omar. I'm talking about it all. LV Nation. I know a lot of people are very confused with the two. This one is more like LV investing. I'm trying something new on this channel. But this is my main channel. This is where I post every day, 2-3 videos a day. talking about politics, talking about things that are going on. So if you want to definitely go check that out. If you don't know about it, then you know. But I appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to subscribe, man. I appreciate y'all. Somebody say, all right. All right, I love y'all, man. I'm gonna get out of here.